Our planet is doomed, and for the survival of mankind, we now must conquer Moon. Welcome to the Moon is the last episode of Welcome to Trilogy of Games. The first game of the trilogy, Welcome to Your Perfect Home, was released way back on BGA in December of 2020 and has some impressive stats. Welcome to the Moon is currently available on BGA in beta version at the time of recording this video, but it's already been played more than 8,000 times. Today we are going to learn how to play adventure number 1, that is the launch. Before we begin, let us have a look at the layout of the game. At the start of every turn, there are going to be 3 cards flipped, and on your turn, you are going to select one combination of action and number cards. The central area is this main rocket area in which you will be filling in numbers that you select from these cards. For example, in this turn, the combinations available are 10 of water, 5 of leaf and 10 of leaf. So if I select the first option, I will be able to put the number 10 on this level of the rocket, which is indicated by this water symbol here. Similarly, if I select any of these leaf combination, I will be able to put either 5 or 10 on this level of the rocket that is associated with this leaf symbol. Let us go ahead and select this water combination and fill in the 10 here. As in most flip and write game, here also you are supposed to write numbers in ascending order from left to right. The numbers on the cards range from 1 to 15. So all the cards in this game will have 2 sides. One side will be the action side and other side will be the number side. Action side will have these symbols, that is astronaut, water, robot, planning, energy, leaf, and lastly the wild symbol in which you can fill any action type. There are 63 cards in total in the game with 14 of robots, energy and leaf type and 7 of astronaut, water and planning type. I will put down all the details in the comment section of this video so that you can have a look at it later on. After we fill in a number in the main area, our turn is done and then our opponent takes their turn. They can also pick the same combination as we did, as selecting a card doesn't eliminate it from the game. Every level is divided in smaller compartments separated by a partition wall like this, and each compartment is called a quarter. If on your turn you are able to fill in a compartment completely, you will be able to trigger the quarter effect. Say for example, in this particular scenario, I have 10 and 15 already present, and if I fill a 14 here, then I will be able to trigger the effects of this compartment, which allows me to cross off 3 rockets down here. One more effect that has been triggered as a part of completing this compartment is the X, which allows me to cross off literally any space present on the board. I will go ahead and cross off this one. This level, however, has one more new effect in the shape of this arrow. Before talking about arrows, let us have a look at active and inactive rocket. If you focus in this compartment right here, there is 3 rocket symbol present here, which is the active rocket, and there is one more 3 rocket symbol present here, but it is a little bit faded. This is called an inactive rocket. So what this arrow does is it allows us to make this inactive rocket active. So in future, when we finish this compartment, we will get to cross off 3 rockets because of this, plus an additional 3 rocket because this would have been active. Let us go ahead and do that. So first I will click on activate an inactive rocket bonus. As soon as you do that, all the inactive spaces will be highlighted. I'm going to go ahead and select this one. And now this has become active. The last effect of this compartment is allowing us to write one more X anywhere on our score sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in this one. So that is going to cross off 3 plus 3, a total of 6 rockets. There is one more effect remaining, that is the sabotage symbol. But before talking about that, let us have a look how the game will end. The game can end in one of the 3 ways. The first one is when any player cross off all their rockets and reaches 150 points. The second way in which the game can end when a player is able to cross off all these spaces on the score sheet. The third and the final way of ending the game is by completing missions. Let us have a look at the missions that we have here. Mission A says the first person to fill in all the 3 rows, that is 2 of the robots, which are these 2, and 1 planning phase, which is this one, will get to cross off 4 rockets from their sheet. The second person will get to cross off only 2. Mission B says the first person to fill in the entire row of leaf as well as this wild row will get to cross off 3 rockets from here, and the second person to do so will get to cross off 2. The third and the final mission, that is C, says if you are able to fill in 10 X's. X's are, by the way, these symbols that we get As a bonus, after completing a compartment, if you are able to fill in 10 X's, the first person to do so will get to cross off 2 rockets, making them closer to victory, and the second person to do so will be able to cross off 1. Let us go ahead and play a few more turns. So in this turn, I am going to select 11 of the leaf and I'm going to put it right here. I'm trying to trigger the sabotage effect, so I'm trying to fill in this compartment. This game is so much fun because of the snowball effect that happens. As you can see, as part of completing this compartment, I get to write 1 more X. So let's go ahead and do that. Let us now talk about sabotage effect. As soon as a player triggers the sabotage effect, BGA circles off 1 system error on all the opponent's player sheet, which is this area right here. System errors are not good as they give -5 points for each one circled. There are 2 more things that you need to keep in mind regarding the sabotage effect. First one is that as soon as one player triggers a sabotage effect, that particular sabotage effect cannot be triggered by any other player because they get crossed off by BGA. Say for example, I fill in the 9 astronaut, I will be able to complete this compartment. On my opponent's sheet, this will be deactivated. That means they won't be able to trigger it again. One last thing that you need to know is about the system errors. As mentioned previously, if any player triggers the sabotage effect, all the other player gets these system errors. The system errors give you -5 points, and also now in addition to striking off all these rockets, you need to strike off these system errors as well in order to win the game. In case of a tie, these bonus rockets are considered, and a player who has managed to cross off these additional rockets wins the tie and hence wins the game. And with that, you're now ready to play Welcome to the Moon on Board Game Arena. I have also done a solo playthrough of this game on my channel. If you're interested in checking that out, I'll put a link in the description box down below as well as up here. Bye, happy gaming!